So I was at a bar the other night, right? I go up to the bartender and I'm feeling a little fancy, so I ask, "Hey, you got any cider?" The bartender gives me a look like I've just asked for a drink from another planet. He says, "You mean hard cider or apple juice?" And I'm like, No, give me the good stuff. You know, the fancy apple alcohol, the drink of Autumn Hipsters." So he slides me this nice glass of apple cider, and I take a sip. And let me tell you, it was so fancy, I swear I could hear the crunch of leaves under my feet and the distant sound of a flannel shirt being buttoned up. That's how autumn it was. But then I got to thinking, who the heck was the first person to invent cider? Like, who's looking at an apple one day and says, "You know what? This fruit isn't alcoholic enough. I need it to be fun at parties." This guy had the patience to just leave apples lying around, waiting for them to rot, and then be like, "Yep, that smells just right, let's drink it." And how did he convince other people to join in? He probably had to give the hardest sales pitch in history. "Hey, you know that pile of apples in the corner that's been fermenting for 3 weeks? Let's drink the juice from that." "What? Dude, are you okay?" "No, trust me, it's going to taste great, and then you won't feel your legs." So now we've got cider, and people are pairing it with everything, right? They say things like, "Oh, cider pairs perfectly with a sharp cheddar or a cozy bonfire." What they really mean is, cider pairs perfectly with pretending to be outdoorsy while actually just sitting inside scrolling through Instagram. And you ever notice how cider drinkers are always super passionate about it? You could be in a group conversation, and if someone mentions cider, there's always that one person who suddenly becomes a cider sommelier. They'll be like, "Oh, well, actually, I prefer a dry, unfiltered cider with a hint of oak barrel aging. You've got to really appreciate the depth of the flavor." Dude, it's fermented apples. Calm down. You didn't just discover the secret of the universe, you discovered how to make apples slightly more interesting than applesauce. But here's the kicker. There's always one person who has no idea what they're drinking. You ever go to a party and someone hands them a cider and they think it's just regular juice? They'll take a big gulp, all confident like, "Ah, refreshing. Whoa, what is that? That's not juice." "No, it's cider." Oh, I thought it was apple juice." And now they've had 2 drinks and they're slurring their words, texting their ex, and trying to explain the complex emotional history of Johnny Appleseed. Because that's what happens with cider. It sneaks up on you. One minute, you're sipping something that tastes like an autumn walk-in, the park, and the next minute, you're talking to a tree about your hopes and dreams. So next time you grab a cider, just remember, you're not just drinking a beverage. You're partaking in centuries of tradition. You're tasting history. And you're probably going to end up drunk texting someone to tell them how much you love apples. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment for more exciting stories like this. Let us know what topics you'd like to see next on the channel. Thanks for watching.